How many people said linear? Give me a show of hands. Non-linear. Is it a constant rate of change? No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. You looking at me for an answer. Okay, that's great today. Take your bottom, your 8, subtract it from 4. You might want to write it down because this is on the next test. You want to take 4, subtract it from 2. 2 minus 0. Oh, yeah, 2 minus 0 there. And then you go in 0 minus a negative 2. Wait on you to pick up the calculator. Tell me what those numbers are. Okay, I know it's a math class. 2 minus 0. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Pick up the calculator, boo. I clean them. Go ahead. Tell me what you get. Math is participation. Let's go. Come on. I feel like a cheerleader this morning. Let's go. Woohoo, woohoo. See, some people don't pick up the calculator. That's wonderful. Wait on you. What is my difference with 8 minus 4? What's the difference? 4. 4 minus 2. It's 2, right? What is 2 minus 0? 2? Okay. And what is 0 minus a negative 2? Nope. Think about it. Double negatives in English is what? It's positive, right? So 0 minus a negative 2 is just like multiplying by a negative 1. That is 2. Okay? Now you're going to do the y side. You ready? 6 minus 5 give us what? 1. 5 minus 4 gives us, okay? Are we good with everything over here being the same? What happened? Okay. So we got 4 minus 3, and then we got 3 minus 2. Now, is it constant? Is the change of y over the change of x constant? No, because if you go 4 over 1, what is 4 divided by what? What is 4 divided by 1? It's 4. Yeah, it is 4. What is 2 divided by 1? It's 2. Are those the same numbers? No, they're not equivalent to each other. So that means this is not a what? Not a linear function. All right? And the reason why you're going to state that is because it's not enough. What? Not a constant rate of change. Here's the problem. We look at the table and we assume. We guess. You have to do the table all the way through, from the top to the bottom. Okay? Therefore, we don't mess up. Okay? Your domain is your x values. From the table, all you have to do is list them. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. You gotta do no work. All you gotta do is list the numbers. Now, when I talk about independent and dependent, those are nouns. So that means we're talking about something that's substance. All right, a real life situation. Your range is your y values. That is -2, 0, 2, 4, 8. Okay. If you look at the patterns over here, you should have noticed that they go -2 to 0. 0 to 2 is +2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is not 8. 4 plus 2 is what? What's the sum of 4 and 2? It's 6. All right, that makes sense to you? All right. Now, yesterday we talked about positive and negatives. If it's positive, which way should your line go? To go up, right? Going left to right. If it's negative, it goes where? goes down. So which one of those is a strong? What did we say about yesterday when you talk about strong? Everything is what? Together. All right? And then we're talking about a strong negative. So what we have all your points together and going negative. Well, you said what? D. Why not A? What happens if your points are scattered? What was the word yesterday? Somebody look at your notes. What was the words yesterday? No what? Nope. No correlation. All right? All right, that was the word we talked about yesterday, scattered, on page 2 of your notes. Okay? So D is the correct answer. Are we good with that? All right, do me two. We need two things today. We need a book page 295, and we need your note packets. I'm on page 4 and 5. Okay? I got things to do today, people. I need you to wake up and get with me. Page 295 and your books on package page number 4. I love it when y'all got your materials. We can get things done. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, I'm gonna start in the book first, and then I'm gonna work my way to the note package. Is that good? Page 295. Everybody have a book? Everybody have a book? 295. All right, says when the slope at a coordinate point of one point of a line is known, we can write it in what we call point slope form. Okay? It goes from the name. I give you a point and I give you a slope. If I don't give you a slope, guess what you gotta do? You gotta find it. All right? But all we're gonna do today is figure out what our coordinate points are. Okay, the x1 and the y1, and we're going to substitute the numbers in to this nice linear equation that is given to you. You don't have to memorize it. Okay, it's on every test, it's on every question. I promise you, I'm not asking you to memorize it. All I'm asking you to do is to substitute and solve. And everybody in this room can do that, right? You've been with me for a minute, we should be able to handle this. All right, so whatever my point is on the line, whichever point you want to choose. Now, we're going to get into it later on where you get to make a decision. And some of y'all going to have a problem with that. Because the answer can be two things. All right, but believe me, I'm okay with it. You don't have to give me just one answer. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to find the slope. We're going to choose one of the 2 points to use, all right? And then we're going to write. Okay. I gave it to you in 3 things, 3 steps, because I think this is important. Some people want to get all, We're going to do 2 things, okay? If I give it to you already and you don't have to find the slope, that's a blessing. But if I don't give it to you, then you have to find the slope, okay? It's called point what? Slope. So that means you need a point and a what? Slope. That's all it is. Nothing complex, nothing out the door. It's just 2 things we need, 2 pieces to the puzzle. Okay? Now, all of this makes no sense to you until we get to the grit. So let's go. All right, let's go to what's this? You got this in your note packet? Page 4, you got this on page 4? You got this one on page 4. Let's go. This one is one you got. We got 2 points. Come on, let's go. Remember, y1, x1. y2, x2. What does the ones mean? What does the y2 mean? That is the y in the second what? Come on, somebody. Okay, let's go. Let's do it again. It's the y in the second order pair. Remember, let's go. x1 is in the first group. y1 is in the first group. That's what the ones mean, first group. Come on, come on. x2 is in your second group of order pair. You gotta label them. Come on. Come on, come on. Take your y2. On page 4. You good? Right at the bottom. I did that yesterday. Take the second y and subtract it from the first y. You gonna write this stuff down? Or you gonna cut your music off so you can hear me? Come on now, y'all juniors and seniors. I really can't. I can't. Come on. Yes. So take your second y, which is the number 10. You are going to subtract it from your first y, which is the number 4. You're going to take your second x, all right, which is the number 6. You're going to subtract it from your first x, which is a negative 3. Notice what I did with the negative 3. Okay. Now pick up the handy-dandy calculator that's on your desk, because I'm not asking you to, I want you to get the numbers right. You can press the N over D button, or you can do the simple math. You can go 10 minus 4 equals 6, right? And then a positive 6 minus a negative 3, double negatives. A negative times a negative becomes a positive, and that's 6 over 9. Okay? Pick up the calculator and press the ND button and put 6 over 9 and watch what it will do for your life. Pick it up. N over D. What you get? 2 over 3. The calculator will simplify it for you. Okay? So you go the N over D button. Here it is right here, right here. Second column, third row, that baby right there. The N over D button will simplify the fractions for you. Okay? I'm going to show you some more. Just, I'm going to give you some knowledge today. So my slope is going to be reduced to 2/3. And the reason why you need to simplify fractions, because that middle school math teacher always told you, when you have fractions, you simplify them. Well, Miss Mitchell will tell you that it's easier to graph 2/3 than 6/9. Because there's 2 out of 3 that you got a grid, according to grid, that's large enough for that. If you go to 6 over 9, you might run out of space. And what do we do when we run out of space? We think we can't do the problem. So if you get a fraction and you say, okay, I can't graph this, you probably need to go back and reduce it. Are you with me? Okay, some of y'all got smiles on your face. I'll take it on a Tuesday. So my slope is going to be 2/3. I'm good. I am going to choose the point. You ready? I'm going to take the first point. See, it says x1, y1. Take the first one. Okay? So my x value is going to be a -3. My y value is going to be a +4. I didn't have to do any math. I just chose the point. All right? You choose a point. After you choose the point, we're going to substitute it into this nice little, I call it a sexy equation up here. Okay? And here we go. You with me? Y minus, what is y1? It's 4, right? What was the slope? Up here, what was the slope? It's 2/3, right? In parentheses, guess what I'm gonna do? X minus, what was x1? -3, it's right here. All I did was substitute the values. Haven't done anything crazy? Everybody with me thus far? Okay? Now, you can't leave that like that because we don't do double negatives, right? The English teacher would say we don't do double negatives. Either it's going to be straightforward or not. So a negative times a negative gives us a what? Positive. So here's the simplified. You got to clean this up. You got y minus 4 is equal to 2/3. And the negative times the negative becomes a what? So it goes to +3. When you multiply a negative times a negative, the product is positive. All right, I see some of y'all moving y'all pens and pencils. Some of y'all still looking at me like I just spoke another language. If I did, just hold on. Sometimes you have to immerse yourself into it. Everybody got it? Got it? You got it? You got it? All right, let's try it again. We got 2 points. Do we know the slope? No, we just got 2 points. So guess what we got to do? Find the what? Slope. All right, group number 1, order pair. Group number 2, order pair. Now take the second y, subtract it from the first y. Take the second x and subtract it from the first x. When I tell you it's like riding a bike, it's like riding a bike. You do the same thing every time. Okay? But you have to be comfortable with doing it. All right? Label your parts. There's nothing wrong with identifying your strengths. So you should have 1. There's a minus sign in the problem. Y1 is 2. Okay? Second y is 2 minus the first x, which is 3. I said y. And you pick up the handy dandy calculator. Okay, go ahead. Some of y'all pick up your phones. I don't know what that means, but you don't have to pick up your phone because I give you calculators. So 1 minus 2 gives me what? 1 minus 2, is it 1? You sure? Try it again. Victoria, what you get? It's -1. Why is it -1? Because you got more negatives on the -2 than you have on the +1. So this is a -1. Got it? What is 2 minus 3? -1. So when I divide 2 negatives, I heard you over there. I knew where you was going with that. A negative divided by a negative gives me a what? +1. Come on. So that means my slope is going to be 1. Give me a thumbs up if we good with that. Okay, all right. Now, part 2. Here we go. It's kind of like 2-stepping. All right. We take care of the slope. Now we have to go get a point. We got a slope. Now we need a point. I'm going to take the first point because that's just what I do. Okay? I don't want to get you confused. But my x value for the first point is 3. My y value for the first point is 2. So that's why I'm choosing what I choose. Everybody ready? Now substitute in the parts. Mr. Young, help me out if I missed anything now, you know. Just checking, because, you know, some people be like, it doesn't make sense. It's only 2 steps. So it makes sense. It's 2 steps. You find the slope. After you get the slope, you take the point. You take the point, you substitute it into the equation. The equation is given to you.
I feel like when I was here, we had to remember the equation.
You did? Okay. Just as long as you know that's what I did to you back in the day. See, I've grown. I keep telling you. Y minus
I prefer the
Y1. Y1 is your 2 value right here. Woo-hoo. Is equal to my slope, which is 1. X minus my X1, which is 3. Bless you. The next step, Jorge, is we're going to have to take that and do that distributed property. You see those parentheses hanging out there around the street? We're going to have to go take care of that. Then we're going to have to move that number to the other side, and we're going to isolate Y. That's where we got to go. Okay? That probably was a whole conversation just for me and Jorge, but we got to do it. All right, now let's try it again. Okay? Here's the thing. If you do something more than 4 times, the brain will program itself to understand what you do. But you got to do it 4 times. Hello, lights. Here we go. I gave you 2 points. Find the slope. Come on, see if you can follow my lead. I gave you 2 points. Find the slope. Come on, dance with me. You okay? Dance with me. Come on, baby. I'm on the next page. Okay. Label X1, Y1. Your first group, your second group. Okay? My first group. My second group. It's the way it is. Take the Y2 minus the Y1. You got 2 negatives? Is that 2 negatives? What is that? What is that? Okay, what is that? You got 1/3? Okay, all right, put that over there. You got the reduced fraction, but what you get? Anybody get it? And remember that the minus sign is already in the problem. Okay? Here I go. Did you get 6 minus 4? How many people got that part? 6 minus 4. If you got the 6 minus 4 part, beautiful. As your numerator. What about your denominator? Did you get 4 minus a negative 2? Tell me your paper look like that. Okay? When you get the negative 2, remember we put it in what? Parentheses. Okay? Let's go, let's go. Now, 6 minus 4 is a difference of 2. Are we cooking with grease? All right. 4 minus a negative 2, which is 4 times a negative 1 times a negative 2, gives me a positive 2. So that should be a positive 6. Yeah. I see some people looking up at me. That N over D button is going to reduce that too. Okay, I'm going to take the greatest common factor. Both of those numbers are divisible by 2. Whatever I do to the top, I need to do to the bottom. That's that 5th grade, 6th grade math teacher. Okay? It's what? Put a little base of that. I ain't heard y'all in about 3 weeks. 1/3. Thank you, sir. Now we got a slope. We got a slope. Now we got to choose a what? What point you want to use? You want to use the first one? Doesn't matter, Mr. Young, which one I use. No.
Just make sure your points come from the same point.
The same set. I mean, you can't go -2 and 4. They're not the same order pair. It's not the. This is the point. So it has to be from the same point. So -2 and a +4. After you identify the point, Ms. French, all you got to do now is substitute the values in. You calculate the slope. You select the point. You write the equation. Okay? So here we go. Y is still y. Y minus y1, which is 4, is equal to my slope, which is 1/3. Somebody gave that to me back there. My x is still my x, and it's minus x1. My x1 over here, I'm going to put this as a negative what? -2. Double negatives become what? Get off that phone. Come on. Come on, baby. All right, now I'm going to slide this up if I need to. And I'm going to do some knowledge. Watch Miss Mitchell. Watch me, watch me, watch me. Y minus 4 is equal to 1/3. X times a negative gives me a what? A positive. You got to clean it up. Now, I'm going to do something real spectacular because I'm special like that. And I'm going to show you what it looks like if I use the other point. Because there's no right, it's 2 points, so you can have 2 equations. So watch me, watch me, watch me. My slope is still 1/3. Hold on. I'm going to rewrite it here. I'm going to use the second point, which is 4 and 6. Everybody with me? I'm going to tell you that this is x1, y1, because that's the point I chose. I didn't copy off nobody else's paper. Jeremiah, I chose that point. I can choose the point I want to choose. Okay, and because I chose the point that's different from somebody, hey, I'm good with that. Ms. French, you don't have to do everything everybody else do. You can use the second point. All right, but here's the key. If you step out there, you need to know what you're doing. So y minus, right, y1, which was 6, is equal to my slope, which is 1/3, x minus my x1, which is, so guess what I have on my paper, Miss Martin? I got 2 answers on my answer key. You know why? Because I got 2 different what? Points. This is where math gets a little complicated because you think that your answer is wrong. It's not necessarily wrong. You just chose a different point than probably some of your friends. Or the AI program that you use to get the answer. I don't know. All right. Everybody good with that? Everybody understand that you can use either point. Let's try the next one. We're almost done. I'm about to let you go. So you can go to your world of, I don't know, sleep. Label your X1 and your Y1. Come on, Jeremiah. Come on, baby. Label your X1 and your Y1. I feel like a cheerleader this morning. I'm trying to get somebody else's kids across the finish line. Let's go. You got X1, Y1. You got group 1. I got group 2. I got 2 different points. Give me a slope. Calculate your slope. Yes, sir. Double negatives become what? Okay, make it happen. Let me know when you get a slope. Some of y'all getting slopes. Is it a positive slope or a negative slope? Be careful, be careful, be careful. Is it a positive slope or a negative slope? All right, Ms. Mitchell, Y2, I got 1 minus a -3, beautiful. My denominator is my x's, my x2, which is a negative what? -1 minus, what's my x1? That's 1, right? Put that in the calculator for me. Put it in the calculator, I promise you, you won't get it right. Wrong if you put it there. That's not right. What'd you get for your numerator? When you have a negative times a negative, this becomes a what? What's a negative times a negative? Positive. So this should be a positive what on the in your numerator? Should be a positive what? 1 plus 3 is
Y'all go to Wendy's, right?
4.
4.
A -1 minus 1. A -1 minus 1 should be a -2. 4 divided by a -2 should give you a -2 as a slope. Give me a thumbs up if you got that right. Because I saw some 2/3 and 1/3 and a couple other things. All right, we are halfway there. Step 1 is done. We got a slope. Veronica, which point did you use? The first one or the second one? You the first one? All right, which is 1 and -3. I'll take it. All right, anybody want to go with this? Y minus what? What's Y1? What's the value of Y1? Negative what? -3. Notice what I do with negative numbers. Always put them in parentheses. My slope is a negative what? -2. My x minus my value of x1, which is 1, right? Yep, okay. Watch me do this thing. Now, am I done? No, because what's happening? You got doubled what? The double negative, so this should be y. A negative times a negative is a +3. Okay? Then we're going to take that -2 and then we're going to multiply it by x minus 1. Let's go. Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right, now. I got something for you. Here we go. Distribute the -2. Go ahead. Don't look at me like that, Miss Mitchell. What you talking about? What does it mean to distribute? All right, we got step 1 down. Now let's go to step 2. Let's just move on, because we got to get to math. This is real math. We got to get there. All right, we got it. We got a point. We got a slope. We got point slope form. Now watch what happens. Here we go. Y plus 3. When we have parentheses, we have to do what? Anybody? You got to multiply. Okay, watch this. I'm going to take you back to when I first met you. A -2 times x gives me what? -2x. Oh, somebody's coming alive in the back. Come on. A -2 times a -1 gives me what? What's a negative times a negative? Positive what? -2 times a -1. That's a calculator move, y'all. -2 times a -1. +2. Catch up? I'm doing what they pay me to do. It's called teach. Here I go. Now I want you to write this in slope intercept form. That means I want the y by itself. So guess who got to move across town? How do you isolate the y? Who has to go? Who has to go? Who needs to move around if I want y by itself? There's only two things with y and 3. So which one needs to be moved? On this step right here, which one needs to be moved? The 3. How do we move the 3? Subtract the 3. What do I subtract the 3 from on the other side? Jorge, do I subtract the 3 from the negative 2x? Or do I subtract the 3 from the constant for positive 2? Positive 2. Tell me why. Oh, like terms is the word I like for you to see. So why? Because positive 3 minus 3 is 0. Negative 2x comes down because negative 2x and a negative 3 are not like terms. Okay? You have $2 and you owe Miss Mitchell $3. Believe me, I can count. So that means you owe me what? You owe me $1. Come on. Come on. So today, right, I got you through step 1. This is what we did today. That little stuff over there was all my empowerment. Just me being excited about math. That you have to do these two things first. And after you get it written into point slope form, part 2 is we're going to take the point slope form and do what we call writing it in slope intercept form. And then after that, we're going to take it and write it in standard form. So here's what I encourage you to do. Don't miss any days of school for the next 2 weeks. Because this right here is where we're going to spend a lot of time. And after that, we're going to talk about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Okay, so I'm just trying to get you ready. I know some of y'all, overachievers, and you're going to go watch the videos that we're putting up, and you'll go to the Canvas page, and you're going to review